Hello, it's Sunday, December 17th, 2017, and as of this recording, I'm still depressed, but I'm not dead. Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. I appreciate all of you taking time out of your day to download and listen to me. Thank you so very much from the bottom of my heart. Probably a short show today. It seems like they've been getting shorter and shorter as I go along, and I got to figure something out about that. But it's been a little bit since I recorded something, and I wanted to just get something out to kind of let everybody know I'm still here. It's not been a case where I've been particularly down or, something in my emotional state has kept me from recording. I've just been busy. I've kind of packed my schedule at work pretty heavy last week, this week, the week before, and the week before that, trying to get some time off to visit my girls. So a week and a half ago, I was in Michigan going to Mo's cheer competition. And in order to do that, I needed to really pack my days to get the, Wednesday afternoon, Thursday, Friday off. And now I'm looking to get the week off between Christmas and New Year's. So in order to do that, I'm really packing my days, essentially trying to get that week's worth of work in between this week coming up and the week that just passed. But it's Sunday afternoon and the house is mostly quiet. So I thought I'd give a whirl. I have a topic in mind, kind of brought up from my friend Kate. Kate, friend of the show, good friend from down under. Hope you're doing well, Kate. We'll message soon. So I'm going to get to that in just a minute, but let me remind you how you can get a hold of me. Jamoalki all over the internet. Jamoalki@gmail.com, facebook.com/Jamoalki, @Jamoalki on Twitter, www.jamoalki.info, where you can find a blog and links to all the podcast episodes. And you can even, let me spell that for you, JAMOALKI. And you can use the text line at 248-648-1419. I've got a couple really good conversations going in there, and I'm kind of looking forward to getting to know and meeting more people. So drop me a line. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know how you found the podcast, what you think about it. Give me some tips or some recommendations, comments, questions, concerns, kudos, whatever. That would be wonderful. And there I'm rambling already, so let's get on with the show. So, like I said, topic from my friend Kate here. She pulled out something from the last episode when I made some comments about happiness and being happy. And we've gone back and forth on Twitter just a little bit while she's trying to give me her idea of what happiness is, as a way to kind of spark me into figuring out what my own happiness is. She gets pretty deep, and it's kind of convoluted, not in a bad way, but just many different layers to it, and I'm not quite sure I get entirely what she's saying. But I wanted to explore happiness a little bit here today, as far as what I think happiness might be, what I think my outlook is for being happy, how I feel about other people being happy, etc., etc. So, what's my level of happiness? When do I feel happy? When do I not feel happy? And I'll be honest, I can't remember the last time I felt truly happy. And I guess that kind of some of that gets into what my definition of happy is. So maybe let's start there. To me, happiness is there's a sense of peace when you're feeling happy. There's, I want to feel happy, meaning that my symptoms, my general outlook on myself and on my life are not present. I would take happiness being just absence of those negative thoughts and feelings and emotions. And I don't know if I can ever get there. It's been so very long, and the longer I'm down this path and thinking about myself and how I interact with others and my own feelings, I'm so ingrained in the depression. It's just so woven throughout all of my processes that I question how or if I can break away from that. Even I think if my depression symptoms lifted, I wonder if I would be able to enjoy it, or if just kind of those depressed neural pathways keep firing and keep putting a negative tint on everything. So is happiness just absence of negative thoughts and emotions and feelings? Or is it something more? I see people out and about. I see them at the gym, or I see them, in stores when I'm working, or wherever I see people. Anywhere outside of my own face, I see people. And, I see happy people. I see people who talking on the phone and are smiling and laughing and sound excited. I see people at the gym who are doing, heavy work, lifting or running or elliptical or, ab crunching. And then in between, if they're with a friend, they're just like smiling and enjoying each other's company and seemingly, engaged in what the other person is saying. And I'm jealous. I want to feel that. I want my own negative thoughts to be quiet enough that I could enjoy a conversation with someone. We went, Nora and I and the two kids, her ex and her mom, we went to see Star Wars on yesterday morning. It was a fundraiser thing for the kids' school, so it's always a good time, raising some money for the school and getting to see a really great movie, I thought, in my opinion. Great, maybe, like Gone with the Wind is great, so this is a really good movie. And then afterwards, I went by Nora's mom's house, and she was out shoveling snow. And, I said, "Hey, can I do that for you?" And she said, no. But we stood there talking for about 15 minutes about the movie and some of the dialogue that went on. She's very hard of hearing, and the audio was kind of goofy at the theater, so there's a lot of the movie she didn't hear. So she was asking questions and then asking questions about how it related to the previous movie. And we talked about a few other things too. And, she's a very nice lady, and I am glad that she's part of our lives here. But just like everyone else that I talk with, if we're talking and like I'm averting eye contact, then it's fine. If we happen to make eye contact and lock eyes, then I feel like she can peer into my soul and see the awfulness that I see. And that conversation became very uncomfortable for me very soon in. But like I said, I do like her, so I sucked it up for a little bit, and we talked a little bit more. And then, I left, and I was relieved when it was time to go. So, that kind of thing, right? I mean, I'm talking about people I see who are having conversations with others and are enjoying the conversation, enjoying the content of it, or just seem involved in it and aware and truly part of the conversation. And me, the best I could do was, hear enough of, the question or comment that she would make so I could reply, while doing my best to hold myself together and put out my best foot forward so that she doesn't see me for who I think I am. I don't know if that makes sense. So happiness, right? Is it's just absence of the stuff I've been complaining about for a year and a half, 2 years on the podcast here? Is that happiness for me? If those go away, can they go away? But what is that feeling of engagement, of joy? I don't know. I've talked about, watching TV shows and finding a funny part and laughing, but it's nothing, not like huge belly. Well, Whose Line, huge belly laugh sometimes, but they go away as quick as they come, and that becomes a lost moment in my memory. It's just a blip in, whatever 16, 17-hour day of miserableness. To have that little blip is nothing. I can't. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, what does happiness mean to me, and can I get there is the bigger thing, I think, because like I mentioned, I've been dealing with depression for probably most of my life, and the avoidant personality disorder, whenever that came along, realistically probably early on, but I don't know for sure. So I've been forming these neural pathways, these schemes, these ideas, these beliefs on how the world works, all through the lens of these things. And I worry that they're not going to go away, even if my depression goes away. Alex and I talk about it, and I think about it not all the time, but a good deal of time, to say, okay, let's do our best to enjoy this situation, and either I don't have the focus, the mental fortitude, or what, but it seems like before I can get into something and start enjoying it, those negative thoughts come right in and take over, and it's so comfortable, it's so natural, like that's my natural state, is to have these negative thoughts and feelings, and so I don't notice it. I'm not. It's like I'm back in that rut before I know what's going on, and it's just, oh, well, this is just the way it is, and so I don't catch myself and say, oh no, I'm back in this routine, because it is so much my routine, so much my almost philosophy, internal cognitive philosophy. But I don't want it to be. I want to break free of that. I want to be happy. I want to you know, go spend an evening with Dave and just enjoy the time of being with Dave, who's a great guy, and not start worrying about what people who are around us are thinking, or if Dave asks me a question and thinking, oh, I can't possibly answer this right. You know, I want those kind of things. I want to. I worked with this woman named Gail many, many, many years ago, and she just always had a smile on her face, and she always had something positive to say. And even though the job she did was menial at times, and she would explain that, oh, I really don't like doing this. If you saw her, she always had a smile, and had a way of, you know, genuinely looking like she was happy, like she was happy to be alive, happy to see someone, to interact with them, to I don't know what I want to say here. Except I want to be like that. I want my natural state to be even, and then be able to find joy in the jobs I'm doing, the tasks I'm doing, the people I interact with. I had my birthday was just the other day, and I got a Facebook message from my friend Sonny, who I haven't seen in person for 20 years, probably more. Yeah, gosh, I'm old. But when she sent that birthday message, I felt good for like a tenth of a second, and I want that to last. I want that good feeling to last longer. I want to appreciate things more. But how? I guess, how do I do that? How do I find the way to make that happen, to allow that to happen? And I don't know. I'm open to suggestions on this one, guys. Kate, I don't know how how much I'm getting back at you about this happiness thing. What I think she was saying in her messages was that life is good and bad, and it's, some people have a perception that, some people's lives are always good. And I know that. I get that. But I think a lot of the happy people I see have that perspective of the bad things that happen, and have that perspective of allowing good things, happy things to happen. And I don't have that perspective right now. And when I think back on my day, it's usually a day of disappointment, of frustration. If I look back, I don't remember a lot from last week, the week before, but I certainly don't think back on memories fondly. We Alex and I talked about this, and we talked about like the birth of my firstborn, birth of my secondborn, getting married a second time. And I don't look back on them with any happiness, with any even satisfaction, anything. It's just that, they were things that happened. I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling off again. So let's sum up. I want to be happy. I'm not necessarily sure how to make that happen. I guess I'm not even sure I understand how other people who I see who are happy at times, and I don't mean to say like the people I see, if I see someone walking down the street talking on the phone and they've got a big smile on their face and animated and having a good time, I understand that that's not their whole day, right? But gosh, just to have part of that, to have that for part of a day, would be amazing. And yeah, but I don't know if I can get there. And I know this is sounding kind of defeated. And I don't mean to sound like that, but I honestly don't. I don't have a rational plan or an irrational plan or an emotional plan on how to get to there. And I don't know. Maybe I need to focus on that with Alex. Maybe we need to just focus on happiness or contentment. Let's get to contentment first. That would be a great start. So yeah, guys, let me know what you think. jamoalki@gmail.com, 248-648-1419. Send me a message. Let me know what you think. Let's have a conversation. Thanks, everybody. Be safe and be well.